Let's say the Chicago Bears don't end up trading down again and keep the number 9 overall pick. So if that is the case, who would they take with the number 9 overall pick in this year's draft? Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, my NFL, again, here to talk about who will the Bears draft at the number 9 slot, assuming they stay put. So let's get right into it. We've got a whiteboard video for you guys. You guys love these ones, so I'm bringing them back, and I'll be doing more in the future. So I only have a handful of guys that I realistically see as options here at the number 9 slot. Now, obviously, we did address the wide receiver 1 position in a big way by getting DJ Moore. And so I mentioned that because now wide receiver in the draft seems like a luxury and not a necessity. Even still, I know a lot of people wanted JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. And while I do think there is a non-zero chance the Bears do still take him at number 9, I don't see a high probability of it, though I will still put him on here, okay? He could be a pick. Another guy that I'm looking at is Peter Stronowski, making sure I get the spelling right, the offensive lineman from Northwestern, homegrown kid, local guy. Like, he would be perfect, and he fits a position of need. We need to address the offensive line. And at the number 9 slot, I could easily see him being there. So he's definitely an option. Another player. People wouldn't have thought he would fall this far before, but circumstances have happened. Jalen Carter, yes. Jalen Carter could be available at the number 9 slot. I'm not saying it's likely, but it could happen just because of what has transpired with his off-the-field issues. Now, will Ryan Poles even want him with that baggage? Who knows? But we got to definitely consider it. So let's put him on here, okay? Let's move on here. Another guy, Tyree Wilson, the edge rusher from Texas Tech. We know that the defensive line is a huge need, so definitely would consider Tyree Wilson, and he is going to be in this range. Similarly, another guy, Myles Murphy, another edge rusher from Clemson. So you definitely think that he is a guy that Ryan Poles will be looking at. And then finally, the last guy I have here in this group is Paris Johnson, okay? Offensive lineman from Ohio State. Okay? So this, to me, is really the list of the guys that I think Ryan Poles is going to look at the number 9 slot based off of availability, who's going to be there, need, what positions we need to fill, and all of that stuff. All right, so when I'm taking a look at this list here, how would I kind of rank these guys, or who would I basically say is going to be the pick at 9? It's hard to say, but I'll tell you this much. I don't think JSN will be the pick just because, again, wide receiver seems to be a luxury now, not a necessity. Ryan Poles needs to build up the trenches, and he needs to protect his quarterback and give him a defense. So I'm going to take JSN out, okay? So then that leaves us with these 5 guys here. And I would venture to tell you that I will take Peter Stronowski over Paris Johnson. So just if we had to rank them, I'll take Stronowski over Paris Johnson. I think Stronowski is just a little bit better, a little bit more mauler, meaner in the trenches, and I just think he's slightly better. Okay, and draft experts agree as well. With regards to Carter, Wilson, and Murphy, I will say this: just because of the factors that Carter might be gone at this point, and the off-the-field issues, Carter seems to be a little bit of a dice roll. All right, supremely talented, totally get that, but just because of the realistic nature where we're picking, maybe he's gone, or Ryan Poles doesn't want to deal with that. So I'm going to take him out, and I'm going to go ahead and just keep these 2 edge rushers here. Well, if I had to pick between Tyree Wilson and Myles Murphy, I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson. I think he's slightly better, so that ranking kind of takes care of itself there, just like we did with the offensive lineman. And so right now, basically that means we're coming down to between Peter Stronowski or Tyree Wilson. And at that point, Ryan Poles must decide, hey, what's more important to me? Building up the offensive line or building up the defensive line. And you can't go wrong, but to me, what I think is going to put this over the top here for who I would go with is the fact that Ryan Poles himself, being an offensive lineman, knows how important it is to build up the trenches and protect Justin Fields. And I think for that reason, he is going to go ahead and lean with Peter Stronowski. I think he is the safe pick. I think he's the right pick, and I think he will be the best overall pick in terms of talent and fit at this spot at 9. So I'm going to go with him. But certainly we have other guys that we can look at. So there you have it, folks. My selection at number 9 for who I think the Bears will go with. Let me know if you guys agree. Do you guys disagree? Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks for watching.